Naoya Inoue beats TJ Doheny as the fight is stopped due to an apparent back injury to Doheny in round 7. Inoue defends his undisputed WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO Super Bantamweight world titles. Here are some reactions.
You guys sitting with their jaws hanging on the floor.
Yeah, what was it on the back? Like the sciatic?
It's the muscle right above my hip, Sean. I just can't use my leg.
All of a sudden felt the leg go dead, right?
Right leg. I tried to push off. When I come back now, I tried to push off and I went, nah.
Yeah, no, you could see it, man.
And now the more I try it.
The highly anticipated showdown between Naoya Inoue and TJ Doheny has finally concluded, and as expected, the boxing world had its predictions well in advance. Meanwhile, boxing coach Teddy Atlas acknowledges that Naoya Inoue's upcoming fight against TJ Doheny is not against a top-tier opponent, but defends it by stating that it's acceptable.
The reasoning behind this fight?
Yeah, you keep him active. Obviously, he's the monster. You know, you want to keep him out there. People want to see the monster. You know, it doesn't matter if Godzilla every once in a while, you know, chomps on somebody a little smaller, you know, and goes and bites the head off of Maltha's little brother. That's okay. It's all right. It's still Godzilla. We want to see Godzilla. We want to see the monster. We want to see you know, these top guys, they're heroes. He's a hero. He's got a country behind him. You know, not everyone has a country behind him. He deserves it. Paulie said it, right? The guy deserves an easy one, if you want to call it an easy one. And I'll call it an easy one for the most part.
Atlas acknowledges that Doheny might not be at his peak anymore, but still considers him a solid fighter who will make the match interesting. He explains that while Doheny may not pose a serious threat like some of Inoue's past opponents, he will bring a level of competitiveness that keeps the fight engaging. Teddy Atlas highlights that Inoue has already faced many of the best fighters out there, so it's understandable that he might need a less demanding fight now. He also emphasizes that Inoue's fight against Doheny is a good opportunity for him to stay active without overexerting himself. Atlas added, even if Inoue is fighting someone less significant, the spectacle of seeing him in action remains valuable. Furthermore, former professional boxer Roy Jones Jr. praises Naoya Inoue, calling him a bad dude.
There's another tornado brewing over there in the name of Inoue.
He just won.
That is a bad dude, you hear me? Say what you want, I know he way over there in Japan or wherever he is, but that is a bad dude. You understand me? They don't give him the credit because we don't see him that much.
Jones acknowledges that Inoue doesn't get as much attention in the US, partly because he fights in a weight class that lacks high-profile opponents. This limited exposure affects how his talent is perceived on a global scale. Jones added, the one that we did have, look what he did to him. So he really won pound for pound. But because you don't have the opposition to prove it, I gotta leave him there right now. Jones compared Inoue's situation to a past example, where another great fighter had a similar problem. This previous fighter was also considered one of the best, but struggled to fully prove it, because they didn't have enough strong opponents to fight. It's a bit of a catch-22. Inoue is clearly talented, but without more big fights, it's hard to prove he's the top fighter globally. Reflecting on TJ Doheny's fight with Naoya Inoue, professional boxer Sam Goodman points out the irony that critics are now praising Doheny, even though they previously labeled him as old when Goodman defeated him.
You beat TJ quite a while ago now.
Yeah, he's fought my leftovers, so it's, yeah, when I beat him, you know, I put him down, I made him run all around the ring after I did put him down, and you know, I never really got the credit for it. He was an old man when I beat him, but now he's got the shot, so.
Goodman is frustrated by how some people discredited his victory back then, only to now elevate Doheny's status when another top fighter like Inoue is potentially going to face him. He's confident in his skills and in the path he and his team have chosen, focusing instead on his journey and goals for the future. As Goodman puts it, I don't care about the opinions of other people. I know what I and my team are about, whatever plans are, and I'll see Naoya at the end of the year. Additionally, while reflecting on Naoya Inoue's bout with Luis Neri, former professional boxer Greg Hackett observed that Inoue initially adjusted to Neri's cautious approach, which then enabled him to adopt a more aggressive strategy and deliver powerful punches.
At first, I think he was looking to counter Neri. He was looking for Neri to shoot some shit at him, but Neri was like trying to watch him. He wasn't going out there just firing on him. So Inoue started early. He started firing. But I think he believed that because Neri wasn't throwing back every time, that he was going get through one of those times and hit him with some hard shit. So if you look at that shot, when Inoue threw that uppercut, he lifted up in the air. He was high up in the air. His right hand was sitting up under his chin. He threw that shot. He was really trying to land that shot, that left uppercut. And it came from a crazy angle.
Greg Hackett discusses how Inoue adapted his approach after an initial misstep in the fight against Luis Neri. Inoue, after getting dropped in the first round, recalibrated his strategy significantly. He realized that his earlier approach of trying to land big, flashy shots wasn't working and was instead caused him to be vulnerable. By the second round, Inoue shifted to a more disciplined style. He kept his hands up, eliminated the wild, looping punches, and began focusing on precise, straight punches. This change in tactics helped him land clean shots and eventually score a knockdown against Neri. Hackett notes that Inoue's newfound composure and strategy paid off as the fight progressed. By the third round, Inoue was clearly taking control, showcasing a more methodical approach with short, effective combinations. Despite not hurting Neri severely, Inoue improved technique and mental adjustments allowed him to start separating himself from Neri. As the fight continued into the 5th and 6th rounds, Inoue's disciplined approach led to another knockdown and eventually a stoppage. Hackett added, Inoue had to calm down. You know what I mean? He had to sharpen up. That's all it was. A good fight though. Real good. The fight he looked really composed after the knockdown though, took his time, didn't rush up. In addition, professional boxer Stephen Fulton advises that Inoue should continue advancing in his current weight class while being mindful of the physical toll boxing takes on the body.
Excuse me, do you think Inoue should stay in his division or should he go up?
I mean, I'm not sure. Keep climbing that ladder till you can't climb it no more. I mean, I feel like that's how I would do it. Or unless you feel like you're reaching that peak within your body, your age range, that you just want to, stop before, too much brain damage or mental, whatever the case may be. Because no matter if you get hit a lot or not.
Reflecting on Naoya Inoue's last fight against Luis Neri, Fulton shares his thoughts on the bout, noting that he anticipated Inoue would knock Neri down in the first round. He describes the fight as a strong performance and commends both fighters for their efforts. Fulton added, Inoue came back and found his rhythm, kept his distance, and let those right hands go. Fulton also reflects on the quality of the bout, emphasizing Inoue's impressive recovery and skill throughout the match. Moreover, YouTuber Powcast highlights that while TJ Doheny has fought notable opponents and earned his shot, he faces a formidable challenge against the dominant and skilled Inoue.
Conversation altogether. Naoya Inoue will always be a tough opponent against everyone. And that includes TJ Doheny, who has already in an advanced age at 37 years old.
Powcast explains why TJ Doheny was selected to fight Inoue instead of other top-ranked contenders. Doheny's recent performances have been noteworthy. He has fought his last 3 bouts in Japan, where he has gained significant recognition and popularity. This exposure in Japan has not only increased his profile, but also earned him respect within the local boxing community. Doheny's ranking is another crucial factor. He's ranked number 2 with the WBO and holds a solid position with the IBF, making him a strong challenger. Powcast added, Doheny is noted for his recent successes and experience, but faces a tough challenge against the younger and formidable Inoue. Although other fighters like Sam Goodman, the IBF mandatory challenger, and Maru Nakad, a potential WBA mandatory contender, were also high in the rankings, Doheny's recent success and visibility in Japan gave him an edge. The decision to have Doheny fight Inoue seems to be a mix of practical considerations and strategic business choices. His popularity and established presence in Japan made him a compelling choice for this high-profile fight, blending competitive merit with market appeal. Doheny's manager Mike Altamura laid out the game plan for facing Naoya Inoue's explosive style. Altamura highlighted Inoue's speed and diverse punching arsenal, but noted that his head movement is relatively limited. This static head movement could be a key weakness that TJ Doheny might exploit. TJ is going to have to deactivate certain weapons of Inoue, Altamura explained. Inoue is very dynamic offensively with a wide range of punches and quick feet, but his lack of head movement creates opportunities for TJ to land counters and walk him into shots. He added, there are chances for TJ to capitalize on Inoue's defensive lapses, but to do so, TJ has to be really switched on and stick closely to the game plan. With the right approach, he can turn Inoue's aggressiveness against him and make the most of those openings. Naoya Inoue recently discussed how he evaluates other fighters and what he considers crucial when assessing their strength. According to Inoue, the key factors are a fighter's overall skill set, power, and speed. He believes these elements are essential in gauging a fighter's true potential. For Inoue, it's not just about individual attributes, but how well a fighter combines these traits to pose a significant challenge. He values fighters who excel in these areas, as it highlights their competitive edge and effectiveness in the ring. Moreover, YouTuber Luke Thomas elaborates that Naoya Inoue is considered one of the best boxers alive, with a strong case alongside Bud Crawford and Alexander Usyk.
Time for technical difficulties. My name is Luke Thomas, and this is where I go over the weekends, or in this case, the past few days' best fights. All right. Let's talk about it. Naoya Inoue, maybe the best boxer alive. It's either him or Bud Crawford or Alexander Usyk. You can have that debate, but any conversation about who the best boxer in the world is that doesn't include this guy is a fraudulent one.
Luke Thomas discusses Naoya Inoue's boxing skills, examining the technical elements that contribute to his dominance in the ring. Thomas highlights Naoya's exceptional ability to create confusion for his opponents through unpredictable patterns and angles. He explains that Inoue's use of varied jab techniques and footwork is key to disrupting his opponents and creating openings. According to Thomas, Inoue's style is characterized by a dynamic approach, shifting his defensive and offensive tactics frequently to stay one step ahead. Thomas added, Inoue's pattern confusion and punch doubling create openings for powerful strikes. Thomas highlights Inoue's clever combination of defensive maneuvers and offensive attacks, showcasing his sophisticated understanding of the sport. He not only throws combinations, but also employs defensive techniques, like a quick block, immediately after his punches. This strategy helps him maintain constant pressure and disrupts his opponent's rhythm. Furthermore, Thomas points out Inoue's remarkable timing, which allows him to land precise shots while evading counters. This timing is crucial in the way Inoue splits his opponent's rhythm, making it challenging for them to predict his next move. He also emphasizes Inoue's balance and athleticism, which enable him to make rapid adjustments and stay in position. This adaptability is crucial in executing effective attacks and capitalizing on the mistakes made by his opponents. Meanwhile, Bob Arum clearly disagreed with Hearn and pushed forward with the fight, emphasizing that TJ Doheny, a former world champ from Ireland, should never be underestimated, especially with his track record of overcoming odds in Japan. Doheny is a seasoned veteran who's shown he can't be written off, Arum said. Arum also highlighted that the buzz around Naoya Inoue remains high no matter who he's up against. He added, Inoue is a once-in-a-generation talent. Whenever he steps into the ring, the entire boxing world tunes in to witness his brilliance. So, what are your thoughts on this fight? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your opinions. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Your support helps us bring more content like this to you.